Arapahoe County Early Childhood Council, supporting a safe, smart, and healthy start for children. Studies have shown that the lack of quality early childhood care and education for preschool-aged children in our communities attribute to and can be directly linked to crime, violence, alcohol and drug abuse, poor academic performance, delinquency and lower productivity, premature sexual activity, early pregnancy, and higher dropout rates in high school.
There's a very high percentage of children that are actually kicked out of child care centers because of their behaviors. So the reality is that we have preschoolers, 3, 4, and 5-year-olds that are being asked to leave child care centers because of their aggressive behavior, because staff do not have the skills available, or the resources for that matter, to help support these children.
There are states that take a look at their standardized test scores for 3rd graders to determine how many prison beds they're going to need. And that's preventable. And where you prevent it is in preschool. If kids aren't ready to read on the first day of kindergarten, you've lost most of them.
For 2/3 of Colorado families, early care and education is a necessity for workforce participation, and 20% of Colorado's workforce relies on government subsidies to afford child care. Children who receive quality early childhood care and education spend less time in special education, have higher high school graduation rates, and are less likely to depend on public assistance programs when they grow up.
If we can get children when they're young, we can teach them about feelings, we can teach them about understanding empathy, we can get them interested while they're still curious, so that they learn how to cope with life, they learn how to get along with people, they learn what it feels like to be part of a caring community, they learn that what they do matters, and when they get into school they're able to function, when they get into society they're able to function.
There are local early childhood councils in most counties across the state of Colorado. Our council serves all of Arapahoe County. The primary goal of each council is to create a comprehensive early childhood system. The Arapahoe County Early Childhood Council is a nonprofit organization which exists primarily as a collaborative umbrella by bringing together the agencies, organizations, school districts, and individuals working on behalf of young children in our community. Our mission as a collaborative is to promote high-quality programs and services which support a safe, smart, and healthy start for young children and their families in Arapahoe County. Our council is composed of community leaders from the 4 domains that touch a young child's life before they enter into school: early care and education, mental health, health, and family support and parent education. In the early care and education domain, the council is providing resources to improve the quality of preschool and child care by supporting the cost of formal program assessment, purchasing learning materials, and providing scholarships so individuals can enroll in college courses on child development.
Working in collaboration with a variety of organizations out there in the county that are already doing the same type of work. And I think what's been very exciting about this council is that we have really, I think, met that mission of bringing together different agencies and organizations all with the same goal in mind.
In the health domain, the council is working with pediatricians in Arapahoe County to standardize the screening tools they use when a child comes in for their routine well-baby checkups. The tool helps parents to verbalize their concerns, and if the child needs to be referred to a specialist, it will happen sooner, and the needed services can be provided at an earlier age. This means greater success for the child and often a reduction in the cost or need for services later.
These are the most formative years. Before the age of 2 is when the brain itself is the most plastic. And what that means is the brain is building new neurons. The children are creating the framework for learning for the rest of their life.
In the mental health domain, the council is working with the mental health centers in our community. They are able to offer families the support they sometimes need to be better parents or to care for a child who has challenging behavior. The mental health domain also provides training to early childhood professionals so they understand the importance of attachment and they support the emotional well-being of young children.
If a child does not have the social and emotional ability to make it through the day, how can they focus on their schoolwork or listening to what a teacher tells them, or some of the teasing, that some children do when they enter into school? So It's really the foundation. It's key to a child being able to succeed once they get into the higher levels of education. Most adults just don't know how to support young children through those issues. So I mean, I love my job because I feel that I can go in and give them some tools to where they feel like they can really succeed.
We look at it as every child needs to learn how to cope in society and to develop social emotional skills, then I think it's less of a scary concept for most.
The family support domain is something that every council partner has in common. The council's Parent as Teachers program provides monthly visits to new parents in their home. Parents as Teachers is a nationally recognized program. In addition, our council partners across Arapahoe County see parents every day, and so the issue is not to offer more parenting programs, but the council is working to coordinate the programs that exist for families, whether it is a program to help teen parents, a literacy program to educate parents on the importance of reading to their child, an effort to educate parents on the most effective guidance strategies, or a support group for families that are in crisis.
What we realized was that there were resources in the community, there was funding in these different programs, and it was easier to share what we were already doing than to continue to redevelop or to try and request funding to start all over. So the hope is that this is the system, all these agencies that are working together.
We all do this by focusing on 8 goal areas that guide our efforts. They are program quality and standards, because we know that high-quality services in these 4 domains promote children's lifelong success. Program availability, because families need to have easy access to services and be aware of the programs that exist. Professional and workforce development, because the individuals who care for young children and provide services must be knowledgeable about child development. Parent and family engagement, because parents are key partners in this system and they all want what is best for their children. Funding and finance, because Colorado's early childhood system requires consistent and sustainable funding in order to be able to function. Accountability, because we are working with a precious resource, children. Organizational structure, because we recognize how difficult it can be to navigate through the existing system. Public engagement, because full community support is necessary to addressing the issues of early childhood.
Early childhood education is still pretty young. We've got a lot of work to do, and we're really coming to understand how important it is and exactly what kind of impact it's going to have on society. And that's a great place to be.
We all want high quality care, no matter if it's a few hours a day in a drop-in setting, a preschool, or you're in child care all day long. It's important that they have high quality options throughout the whole realm so that each child, no matter what the situation, gets a high quality early childhood and education experience.
The best thing about Arapahoe County Early Childhood Council is the networking that happens between all kinds of professionals, teachers in the field, people who take care of young children, support for families so that parents can feel confident that their children are safe and having fun and getting a great start.
It has become increasingly more important in today's world, where approximately 60% of children under 6 years old have all parents in their household working outside of the home. Currently in Arapahoe County, there are enough licensed child care slots to provide child care and/or preschool to about 22% of children under the age of 5. It is anticipated that by 2030, Arapahoe County will grow by an increase of over 30% of children aged 5 and under. This population increase will demand additional early care and education capacity. Planning for these future early care and education needs now will ensure sufficient quality child care in a variety of settings and provide a broader range of choices for parents within the county.
We need people to call their representative and say this is important. It's not only important to my children, but it's important to my grandchildren or my neighbor's children. It's important to the children in my community that you support this legislation that's going to help children get full-day kindergarten, get preschool provided, that type of thing. Because families don't always have the time to call. So even if you are not the parent of a young child, but you have been or you will be, it's important that we have that support.
Arapahoe County Early Childhood Council, working across boundaries to deliver greater services, supports, and outcomes for children and communities.